his place on T1. I feel like that's going to be done more next year in the LCK. It's more about how is he gelling the team, how are the vibes. But this is us seeing, you know, that top side is intact from what we're going to see next split. Doran is going up against a top laner who until very recently was in the LCK. This is the biggest test he's going to have today.
It certainly is. I mean, the top lane matchup is going to be fun. Honestly, the top three on both sides, I think is going to be a bit of a bang. I think Gumayusi and Khalees might just be abandoned on the bottom side. That might just be like, you guys clear some waves. We're going to go fight top side for grubs.
Wouldn't be the first time we see that with some 80 carries.
Vladi already trying to get interesting with it. Reckless will be found. There's a knock-up. I don't think Reckless will have to use any summoners or anything here. Just walks on out of that one. But I mean, this is a really good opportunity now to highlight Vladi, because earlier on today in the G2 match, his Sylas looked absolutely beautiful. It's something that's a bit of a takeaway from Faker as well. But I'm excited to see him later on in those team fights, see what he can pull off.
And he's got such good ult selection. You know, you have the Charm, which, I mean, we saw Faker make that fantastic play in the World Finals with the Charm. Yeah. You have the Ariel, which is a no-brainer, a great one. You could even mix up things like the Lee Sin ult, has a lot of power in it for that CC potential. And yeah, I mean, I expect this lane matchup to be a fist fight, Renekton a staple for any LCK top laner, and something that kind of has obviously put a lot of reps into.
I'm going to be honest. Get ready for this matchup, guys, because you're going to be seeing a lot of this matchup over the next 12 months. Guma engaged upon Khalees, forced a flash already, but Guma low on HP, the headshot not quite in range, so it goes into Reckless instead. As Targamas finds that knockup, gets himself that shield, but Guma with another forward shot, that's big damage out from the T1 bottom lane.
There's some heavy trades there, and I think Targamas was doing a lot of auto damage, the passive damage by... Oh, look at
the flash for the knockup, and the fourth shot, the first blood! It's the last game of the day, and T1 are here to make a statement.
Great engage there from Reckless, landing both of his knockups in that extended skirmish, and you know, I think a lot of players were wondering how it would have looked if Reckless was to sub in for that T1 roster as well. So wondering if it was going to happen. That 2v2 bot lane, that looked pretty good. I'll say that much.
It certainly did. I mean, Kalist and Targamas are struggling a little bit in the very early stages of the lane earlier on today as well. Guma very happy to punish any little mistakes that are made. Such an incredibly powerful laner himself. And Reckless as well with a really great knockup there, punishing.
And it's a fact he lands. I mean, the initial one is obviously great, but landing the second one as well is obviously what landed the kill. I mean, forces a flash for that one. And then Guma kites away when he's reloading. Targamas is, you get the passive from Ralph, he's doing a lot of damage with the break the mold. But now you're going towards the fourth shot, and Reckless just finds this great angle with a flash. Nosequist has no sums. And Guma's ready just for that fourth shot follow-up. And the fact that he gets the rel on top of that, it couldn't go better.
Absolutely beautiful from Guma and from Reckless. Reckless just gets the flash and then immediately follows up and gets the kill. You couldn't ask for more. Owner now in the bottom side. Targamas only level 2. The root lands onto Khalees, and immediately under the tower they go. Can they survive long enough? The fourth shot is there, and already Guma with 2. Targamas is there and his owner perhaps getting a little bit too excited on the dive.
Would you see a play come out mid? They managed to find Faker. Both flashes burned from Yike and Vladi, and Fakers goes down as well. But you know, we talked about this mid lane, mid jungle matchup. Definitely a bit of a boon with bot lane going rough to see them find something here. Yeah, Yike comes in a vision. Oh, it burns, yeah, beautiful burns to flash. Yike with his stun, and then Vladi has to follow up. Even flashes the charm at the end as well. Really well played. And you know, that's the thing is, a lot of the teams in this tournament haven't had that many. I mean, the exception is G2, but a lot of them, like typical Cape Corp member, doesn't get that many opportunities to play against T1. But Yike is the player who has the most experience going up against T1. Well, I mean, I guess other than Kana. But a lot of opportunities in internationals where he's got to play up against them. And they've taken T1 when he was on G2 to some pretty long series.
They certainly have. I feel like G2, anytime they're going into those internationals, there's always a little bit of belief there that they could go for a deep run. And, you know, way back when, they had a bit of a reputation for taking out not just T1, but Korean teams in general. We'll see if they can do it again today. And the fact that we'll see if KC can echo that sentiment with Yike on the roster now. Vladi trying to hold strong as Targamas moves into the mid lane as well.
I feel like it's an interesting thing, you know, Yike going from the least experienced member on that team to obviously now, you know, with trial by fire with all these internationals, now a much more experienced player relative to the KC roster he's on now.
It's kind of crazy, really, isn't it? It's almost like, you know, power leveling. He's bought the boost in the MMO to get to max level by just like smashing through so many finals. Targamas goes to the engage in the mid lane. Faker burning down. Yike looking to finish the job and gets himself the reset. Owner and Reckless now desperate to escape, but the knock-up lands, the knock-back lands, and it's a double kill for Targamas. KC take the lead.
The skirmishing power there, the setup from Targamas, clearly confident with this new shake-up that happened to Rel, and the follow-up, the layering of the CC, the damage there from Yike and Vladi just perfect. And bot lane was going great for T1, but mid is falling apart.
Rough final game here on the Ari for Faker. Still has that CS lead from the laning phase though, so not too far behind individually. But a really nice play from KC Targamas. I mean, we talked about Rel being changed, but still finding the engage.
Yeah, still goes for the flash Q and gets the follow-up immediately. Faker not able to get out, that lack of flash. And obviously no ult at level 5, really hurting. And Owner and Reckless just trying to save the mid lane of paper, but now an engage coming in.
Oh, Kana in that Dominus should be able to get some sustain with the Q, but it's not quite enough. T1 do find their old teammate Yike now without a hope or a prayer, and Faker will grab that kill. Importantly, Dark Seal in his pocket already, so that's 2 stacks.
Getting a couple of stacks in, and you can see Guma top in terms of gold. Him, Owner, and Faker got a fair bit. Yike, the only member G2 in that top 3. But Grub's going to be secured here. Police will get a plate on the bot side, and definitely still some scrappiness. I don't think it's too much of a surprise, but T1, you know, obviously losing down that mid play, but immediately there to answer back on the top side.
4-4, 3 Grubs for T1. Gold is exactly even, almost to the penny there between the two teams. This is what I wanted out of our last game of the day, with proper drafts, proper rolls. And you know, KC, they looked good earlier on against G2. I was curious how they'd look against literally the world champions, with a couple of little roster swaps there. So far, so good. But it's later on in the game that we'll have questions when it comes to 20-minute Barons and the like, how they respond.
Oh, Police in trouble potentially. Just going to be the cleanse bin. Dragon secured by K-Corp there. But still, you can see, you know, it's the vibes you expect from like a Guma carrier lane, a permanently challenging burning sums, and it feels like Reckless is just slotting into that. No, he knows how carrier plays. He's performing a very similar role in this match so far, and especially up against the Caitlyn, a pick that you always want to have that lane pressure to permanently be on the back foot, and having your sums burn never feels good.
Honestly, Caitlyn's one of those champions that whenever you fall behind at all, a lot of the time it can feel almost impossible to get yourself back into the game. We'll see if Khalees can make that happen for himself as the siege begins on this bottom side. Those 3 Grubs already paying off for T1. As Guma finds a 4th shot as well. Good shield though from Targamas to at least weather the storm down there. But I mean, this 2v2 ain't getting any better.
Yeah, it's going pretty rough. You can see just in the inventory as well, the pickaxe double longsword from Guma means, I mean, you got the Berserker Greaves from Khalees, but if you're trading auto for auto, you're already losing out generally against a Jhin, but especially with this extra AD, he hit so much, and now Faker, he's making a move down. We do see Yike in the wings offering some defense, but I mean, T1 don't need to dive here. They can just take another plate and keep the pressure up.
They have to do that, but the curtain call says maybe they will be going for the dive. 3 shots in, and there's the 4th, and I was wrong. They're not going to go for the dive, just going for the pressure.
They force Yike to show up. They're getting more damage in the KC bot lane. Vladi moves over to be ready, but they're not actually able to counter a play because the play doesn't happen, and T1 know the pressure is all they need. They don't need to overstep. And you can see the tower just takes another demolish proc there. It's getting rougher and rougher for KC's bot lane.
Oh, Khalees just sidestepping that route there. Faker taking a trade from Vladi. Nice little charm though. Will immediately flip it back around in Faker's favor and extending it a little bit as well. But Vladi gets the sustain, gets a bit more damage against the knockup as well. Steals the Spirit Rush away. Needs to wait a second for the cooldowns, but he goes underneath the tower! And Vladi finds the solo kill.
He said he was going to do it, and he finds Jungle, but now Targamas looking.
Guma flashes away, fourth shot not enough onto Targamas as Reckless finds the charm, but Ona now, it basically needs to finish off the job on everybody. Targamas gets the shield, and the room comes on through. There's the reset, and Yike finds more. Ace in the hole to finish the job, and it's 3 in the bottom lane for KC.
KC winning across the map. The solo kill mid, the 3 kills on the bot side. They're getting everything they want and more. Bloody. I was going to say he's in trouble. He definitely ain't.
He's got out of that one. He has his teleport as well, so he can get back to the mid lane. And suddenly across the board, KC come alive. Bloody finding the solo kill onto Faker. Beautiful from him. And
just a bit disrespectful for Faker, trying to clear out the wave, thin it out, not wanting to burn the ult. And Vladdy's like, I will take you out for this. And then this bot side play. You know, the laning was rough. Oh, we're going to get some more action first.
Faker spot on a wall, does get the charm. Reckless is here to try and follow it up as well, but they don't quite have the damage. The Q lands and Ona goes in, but Yike is here to try and defend his support as well. Yike now the one on the front line, and he's kicked back into the Raptors. Faker grabbing that one, and the Chickens is a little bonus on top.
You can never hesitate against T1, even when it feels like you've just had a massive win, and they did just get a massive win with all those kills. You're going to be challenged a second later, and now Grub's looking to be secure. T1 looking to collect 6 on the back of this.
It's like you say as well, you sleep for a second. T1 immediately pounce, and it's such a huge win for them. Khalees on the top side of the play, caught out and just annihilated. That will be 6 grubs for T1, short of a miracle here for KC. And that is not something you want to go up against with Faker on the Ahri. I mean, side laning is easily a good option for T1.
T1 opted not to get that final grub. Don't want to overcommit for it. Happy with 5. Looks like they'll just give it over so Yike can take that one. Resetting, and we can see Dragon up in 45, and it's a Chemtech Dragon, which means it's not a Chemtech Soul. So definitely a higher priority, especially when KC already have 1 in the bag. So we'll see them reset and open up on the map. Guma just trying to push the wave in here, and him and Reckless will move and get some vision up.
I just love that it's already so back and forth in this game. We've had so many scraps going in different directions. Targamas, by the way, kind of doing what Faker was doing in the previous game, running around as the support, grabbing all of those kills. Fantastic performance from him on this rel so far. And we weren't sure about the rel pick with the nerfs, but I mean, it's looking beautiful.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's still rel, still functions how the way you'd want to, but it's just very different in the way performance. The Targamas just seems so comfortable.
Yeah.
The lane was obviously a bit rough, we saw that, but in terms of his role in skirmishes and fights, he's been on point.
Yeah, moving towards this Drake here, towards the bottom side where Kana has the push and actually has used his Dominus. Doran forced out.
Yeah, Doran has been having a rough time in lane. He's down like 20 CS and getting pressured out right now by the old T1 top laner. And this is going to allow KC to move on this Dragon. And as I said, no Chemtech Soul means you have a pretty high chance of rolling a good Dragon here. And then it's an Ocean, which is possibly the worst option left available. Not completely useless, but I know KC definitely disappointed with that draw.
Yeah, that's a little bit rough for them, unfortunately, but we'll see if they can make it work anyway. Doran obviously not having any TP there, so no contest from T1, but they go play opposite instead, grab some plates on that top side. I would say T1 have been doing a good job of sweeping up these plates around the map. They got 4 in the bottom lane, now 3 in the top lane as well.
Yeah, especially when you have those 5 grubs, really easy. Doesn't take much, just a couple of people to really burn them down. Plate's going to fade off in just about 10 seconds, so a nice move to take that last opportunity to pick those up. Herald is going to be up soon, though, and we can see resets coming out from T1, so Casey's setting up over there.
Do you know what I just saw on the recall there? Reckless is playing IG Rakan. He's playing Baolan's skin. The very skin, the skin that was earned destroying him on that stage in Korea back in 2018.
It's a nice skin.
It's a gorgeous skin, but I respect that. That's humble of him, you know, to use the opponent's skin in that scenario.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Casey saw the resets coming out. Oh, they're looking.
Targamas goes in, and Oda, don't know if he'll get away with this one. Does flash over the wall. Ace in the hole. Blocked by Reckless in the end. Herald was taken, though. Yike grabbing that one for himself. T1 just about getting away without a death.
Yeah, now Casey kind of routed, though. You see Guma moving up to the wave. I think that with Ona low, they're not really going to be able to make a big push towards that mid lane tower.
Ona does have that ultimate available. Reckless Gonna be stunned there, looking for Khalees, kicked over the wall and followed by Owner. Khalees still alive but falls in the final hour. And Guma has been untouched this entire time. Yike gets a reset, but it's not enough for the full shot, or is it? Another reset comes through, and Yike is turning it around. Faker wide on the charm, Targamas underneath the tower, but executed by the Jin. And now the curtain call. Yike trying to dodge, but Faker slides in for another, and T1 make it happen.
Vladdy looking for an angle, has the Lee Sinnoh. Will he be able to get Guma? I don't think so. He has Flash available, and with the Jin movement speed, he can just walk this off.
This is a 2v1, and he's got it anyway. The charm is gorgeous. The root is gorgeous. But there's the damage from Vladdy anyway. Can't quite finish the job, and Guma not going to chase more. Canna threatening on the side.
You know, the flash from Guma was so he wouldn't get kicked towards the enemy tower. But then he then got kicked into Faker. It suddenly got a little bit dicey, but able to navigate the play. Does end up burning a good amount of subs there, though. It feels like Vladdy's impact in these fights is there, but he's not always present when these skirmishes have kicked off. It's a bit of a shame.
I will say, when he is there, though, Vladdy is scary on this Silas. He's been looking really, really good today. This is feeling like a well-practiced team, K-Corp. This is feeling like a team that is drilled right now.
Yeah, and we see this one, you know, it feels like a bit of a risky one, 4-1, but Chris actually fills the net over the wall. And now without the net, without Flash, easy to follow up here. And Ona was low before the start of the fight, so Yike looks for the reset onto him, finds it. Guma actually ends up four-shotting Targamas instead of Yike, which I think was a little bit of a mistake, but Faker's there to clean up. And the ult shots are clean. Oh,
another knock-up onto Khalees. He's gonna go down in T1. You give him an inch, they will take a mile. Targamas next to go, and it's a double kill for Faker. 10 stacks on the Dark Seal on his signature Ari. This is starting to get scary for K-Corp fans.
And it feels like it's been a game of burn Khalees summoners and then kill him, and then kill him, and then kill him, and then burn his summons at the back up and just repeat. And they have really targeted him and made the game uncomfortable. This is not how you want your Caitlyn to be. I mean, look at the items. Collector, boots, and a pickaxe. You know, you really hope to get in the mid game and come into that 2-item spike. It's going to be a long time before this Caitlyn is relevant, because on the other side, Guma, he's probably not far away from just having the Infinity Edge. He's 2,000 gold up on Khalees right now.
Yeah, and the really brutal thing as well is with this lethality Caitlyn, you kind of want to be able to one-shot the minion waves, but once you fall behind, you can't even clear the waves that efficiently as Caitlyn. It's really, really tough, and especially if KC lose control of these objectives, trying to push into the enemy, it's just not Caitlyn's comfort zone. So Khalees, he's got his work cut out for him here.
I think something I can say is that because it's an Ocean Soul and because you have 2 dragons already, not a huge amount of pressure for K-Corp to force a fight around this dragon. If they do let it go and they want to wait until they're stronger, that's a fine thing to do. So now that they are trying to apply some pressure here and just keep T1 away, who are going to look some resets themselves.
So a moment of calm in what has been a pretty chaotic game. Well over a kill a minute so far between the two teams. And I saw these two drafts, I was like, there's gonna be action. There's gonna be scrapping. There was only one way this could go. KC, though, start this Drake off.
This is
T1.
risky.
They do want to contest. They want to go for this fight. The TP down to the bottom lane from Canna, but he's still quite far away from the play. T1 might have a man advantage for just a moment here. Drake down to 3,000. It's a root coming through onto Guma, and it's a little chunk as well. Ona looks to go for the 50-50, and he finds it every time. Doran with a public execution and zips out of the backside of the fight once again. Charm comes in, Canna knocked up. Dominus has to come on through, but the kick is gorgeous as well. Yike over the wall, barely getting away. Targamas won't be so lucky. Canna flashes just to save his team as Yike gets underneath the tower, but KC pushed away again.
That's kind of the risk. We're trying to contest the dragon. They do end up losing it to T1, but they lose a couple of members, and now T1 can just look to get some damage down this mid tower. Khalees is there. Looks like they're not going to commit more members to force Khalees away. So the tower should survive. Actually, it's going down so fast with the grubs. Yeah, it's just going to be gone.
Even without minions, who needs? I guess they had one, like half of a caster minion remaining. The grubs protected it. Vladdy behind enemy lines, and look at this, reinforcements on the way. Targamas, Yike heading on over Doran, the target here. Vladdy has that Spirit Rush to stay on his target. Doran chunked. There is no tower here for Doran to run to, and with Yike arriving, it's an easy pickup for KC. What else can they get on the map?
Yeah, nice pickup there. The reset timings there for T1 means they can kind of react to whatever K-Corp want to do, so it might just end up being that kill and a bit of a push in. But yeah, I think ultimately the price for contesting that Drake was pretty big. Oh no, Vladdy's staying around. Ona has flash, but doesn't have kick yet.
Spirit rush from Faker. Ona trying to get on into the play. Vladdy a little bit wide on his knock-up. He's not going to last long in this one. A shutdown into Faker's pocket. He's 7-3-3 on the Ari. Already 2 items and now a chunk more gold as well.
And considering how the mid lane started in this game, it was kind of a disaster. Those K-Corp winning those skirmishes, coming out ahead, and Faker's just been cleaning up kills time and time again in these fights and getting a lot of value from this pick.
And it's once again, like, we see a positive play happen for K-Corp, and it feels like they kind of they feel a little safer than they actually are. Vladdy stays just one wave too long, and immediately T1 pounce on him.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, they put in so much effort to get these positive plays, and it's great, and it's really positive they're doing that, but then, oh, now Engage comes in.
Big Engage onto 2 here. Reckless and Guma trying to escape with their lives, but, I mean, barely even taking any damage. The TP from Vladdy just gets away from the charm. That was close. Storing on the top side. The public execution goes in to 4 players here. Casey still walking away. Oh, it's a flash whip, but Ona makes it happen anyway. Khalees found. Ona is a heat-seeking missile, and Canna the next target. Rooted up as Guma looks for more. Targamas saves his top laner. It's a good charm, and Yike gets into the action and finds a reset. Ona can't get into the mix, and Faker sent out on the top side. Vladdy chasing for more, and K-Corp turning around, then making it happen after all.
Faker's out of position. They might look for him too.
The charm lands onto Vladdy. Yike is over the wall, and finds the shutdown. 15-15, and it's a certified banger.
K-Corp get the comeback, and now are looking towards that Baron. 20 seconds on Ona, about 10 on Guma. They don't have the AD carry up, but they're going to try and make it happen. Can Doran play interruption? Can he make a miracle happen?
Guma not up for 5 more seconds. Ona nowhere to be seen. It's Doran versus the world. Even Reckless is still just leaving the base. But they are very slow. They're taking this Baron. It's still on 8,000 HP. Khalees can't get into the action because of Doran. And Canna is so chunked. This could get dicey for KC if they can't finish this Baron and get out. And Khalees is getting 1v1 by Doran right now. Baron still on 2,000. Oh no! Canna goes down and Reckless stops the reset. T1 are getting the Baron. How has this happened?
It's T1's Baron. Everyone needs to know that. It's their objective, and they're just going to take the free handout from K-Corp. You make a phenomenal play, and you pay for it dearly. K-Corp with a bit of a flub, unfortunately.
The plot armor for T1 is just too thick as they begin their Red Bull Baron power play, and KC will have their head in their hands after this.
You know, and initially the play, they start off with the Engage. It's on targets they can't commit too heavily on because the Guma's cleanse, the ability of Reckless, but they started kind of way, and we don't get to see the replay.
Hang on, Faker's found, Faker's found. Khalees gets himself a kill, gets himself back on the board. He's half HP. That's another Baron gone. KC might be able to weather the storm now.
Yeah, definitely able to slow down that play. But you see Doran on the top side, now above Hannah in terms of levels, still down in farm and gold, but that experience from the Baron in the fight going a long way.
Tower will go down to the top side. Doran just zips back across the map. Stargamus moves on over. I don't think we're going to get a fight here. T1 just going to accept what they've got from that Baron, go for some resets, go again. Dragon is up on the bottom side of the map as well.
Yep, can lean towards that one. Obviously, they're still a long way away from Soul. Ocean Soul, not the biggest priority, but there, Guma
trying to find a pick, maybe? I can't believe he just got away with that. He just goes for the 4th shot and just strolls away.
Fleet footwork, the movement speed for the crit, you know. I'm saying these things, but it still doesn't really make sense. Definitely an interesting play, but a lot of confidence on the Jhin, and now they know they have the pressure, they know they have the lead. Despite the kills being in favor of K-Corp, they feel confident, and they will just pick up this Dragon. And it really feels like K-Corp will put so much work into making these fantastic plays happen, and then you make a sliver of a mistake, and you're immediately cut down.
The map play is just fantastic from T1, and their ability to just punish minute mistakes. Oh, he just about gets the blue buff. I think that was 29 HP it got down to.
I think, honestly, that's what makes a team like T1 so hard to play against, because it's not about just one fantastic play.
Yeah.
You have to make a series of fantastic plays without making mistakes. And it's not just a team like K-Corp. We've seen some all-time fantastic teams like JDG, that ruler mistake that ended up costing the series. Sorry to bring that one up.
Don't remind me, man. Come on. I just about forgotten that one.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I lay awake at night staring at the ceiling. What if? What if? Oh, man. 15-16, though. And like you say, these little mistakes have been defining the game for K-Corp. At least trying to get some damage down, but I mean, that's Ambessa. You ain't doing anything at this point. He's finally got that Infinity Edge online, but look across the scoreboard. He's a full 2,500 goal behind. That's an entire rapid fire cannon there. T1 soak up this tower.
Yeah, they're just smashing through it, and really, Khaleesi's going to need like an LDR to start cutting through some of the bulkier members of T1, so still a long way from being that relevant. And T1, they're just amping up the pressure. 5 grubs as well. They take this tower so fast.
Brutal, absolutely brutal. That is the end of the Red Bull Baron power play, and now a TP from Kana to get to the backline to try and start this fight. Vladdy looks for the charm himself, but he is instead charmed by Faker. T1 turn on a dime and find their fight. Kalist cannot escape, and neither can Yike. Targamas left wanting as Kana, the last man standing, and T1, they may not have had their best day ever, but when they're in their right roles, when they get to draft for themselves, they dominate.
They crush, and even though it wasn't the cleanest game, they know how to end it out. We saw Vladdy come in, he grabs the Rakan ult, he's seen the play that Faker did at Worlds. They ain't gonna let that happen to them.
Welcome to T1, Doran. A fantastic game across the board from T1. Exciting game as well. KC showed up here, challenging from start to end. But T1, at the end of the day, you just make 1 or 2 little mistakes, and they will take the game apart.
KC have put forward a formidable fight. They really showed us what they are capable of. But of course, it's T1 at the end of the day. And after being on their main roles, well, not being on their main roles for the whole day, they finally get a chance to do so. They show us a little bit of that magic.
But I think, honestly, in terms of the day as a whole, K-Corp took down